Hello there guys, my name's Gabriel Zudek. I've been doing Up the Ladder for quite some time, 10 years plus. I'm not a joker about the whole thing. I'm actually pretty serious about it. Today we're going to be learning about the move created by Charlie Miller, and it was published in Expert Card Technique in 1948. I'm going to show you what tools we're going to be using. Right now we're going to be using a close-up pad and a blue deck of bicycle. We're going to begin with some up the ladder cuts. A few cycles will do it. And it's basically emulating the running strip cuts, which look something like this. Welcome to my tutorial on Gambler's False Cut, also known as Up the Ladder. A little history on the move. It was the brainchild and invention of one Charlie Miller. Charlie Miller was not credited in the book Expert Card Technique by Gene Hugard and Frederick Browie, which was published in 1948, I believe. So, the move resembles a series of running or stripping action cuts. It seems as if you're stripping the deck, but you're actually retaining it in a preconceived order. Meaning that if you have the deck Ace 2 King of Spade, Ace 2 King of Diamond, King 3 of Clubs, guess what? At the end of the running cuts, the deck is back Ace 2 King of Spade, Ace 2 King of Diamond, King 3 of Clubs, and King 3 of Hearts. This clip shows the bottom half after it's been undercut and stepped to the right. This clip shows the side packet stepped out after the bottom third has been placed on top flush with the original top packet. And you see part of the bottom packet sticking out from the right, and it leaves this gap on the left side. For the purposes of explanation, we're going to be using half the pack blue, Ace 2 King of Spade, Ace 2 King of Diamond. And the other top half will be represented by the red cards, King 3 of Clubs, King 3 of Hearts. As you can clearly see, I'm taking the bottom or blue half and placing it on top of the top or red pack, but stepped to the right. And of course, you could decrease the size of the step as you get better. It should be no longer than the width of your thumb. Take a third from the bottom, a third from the middle, and a third from the top. This is of course after step number 1, when the bottom half has placed stepped but to the right. Now that the bottom or blue half has been stepped to the right, you're going to take a third of that bottom packet, and I'm placing it flush with the original top packet. And you see part of the bottom packet sticking out from the right, and it leaves this gap on the left side where the top and bottom are aligned. Now I take a middle third and I place it on top of the first third that I placed, which would be the bottommost third. Finally, take the sticking out packet, which is the top third, remaining top third, and place that on top, but you'll be holding a break from the back. What an undercut looks like. I've been using the term the entire video, but never bothered explaining it. You undercut the bottom half and you place it on the top half, except it's stepped. That's what it looks like stepped. And the deck, after the cycle's complete, is back in new deck order. ace of king of spade, ace of king of diamond, king three of clubs, and king three of hearts. Here I'm undercutting, once again, first step, stepping to the right. Take the bottom third, take the middle third, finally the top third of the bottom half, and there is the break being held by the thumb once again, other one excluded for clarity. Place the top half, bottom third, middle third, and finally slap on top. It shows the gap formed when the bottom third is placed flush with the top third. You strip out the final pack, place it on top, but you'll be holding a break. This shows from the performance perspective, and one thumb is being used for the sake of clarity. This is a very thorough tutorial, so we'll go over it one last time. I'm undercutting. I'm placing the bottom half stepped but to the right. Take the bottom third, the middle third, the top third, and once again you're holding a break from the back. I'm just using one thumb for now for the sake of clarity. And you take the top half, you undercut that, bottom, middle, top. So here we go once again. From a different view, I'm undercutting the bottom half and I'm stepping it to the right. You can use a large step for now, but eventually you want to minimize that and make it at least like the width of the border, maybe a little more. That's the bottom third going on top, the middle third going on top of the bottom, and the top going on top of the middle. There are decent numbers of finishing styles, ways to finish up the cut. One is you could slap it down with authority. Another one is you could gently toss it casually. And the final one is to place it very softly on top. Or if you're feeling very dedicated, you can do it at an angle. Let's look at some face-up, up-the-ladder cuts. Perhaps this can elucidate how the order of the pack is not being disturbed. So how many strips you should be using depends primarily on your environment and who's watching, what sort of crowd, whether it's a tough crowd or a easy crowd. So generally the rule of thumb is keep it between 4 and 5, top 6 cuts, and that's exaggerating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cuts, yawn. You might as well be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cuts for that matter. So when it comes to the stripping action, you don't want to make it look robotic by coming in from the sides like this. This looks just unpleasant to the eye and doesn't convince a spectator that anything's happening. It's just very bad. Poor mechanics. On the same token, you don't want to go too far out like this. This is just as bad and tells the audience that you're doing something fishy. What you want to do is you just want to barely clear the packets like this and in a very smooth rhythm and put one pack on top of the other as already described. Lest I forget, here is the version from Card College Volume 2. You undercut about anywhere from 8 to 10 cards, and you step it, but you step it to the left this time. You undercut the other packet, stepping it to the right. Strip, strip. Now we're going to look at the up the ladder cut as a control. You can also control cards using the up the ladder. Perhaps say we want to control the top card. It's the Ace of Hearts. You place it on top and you hold the finger break, thumb break below the Ace of Hearts. You strip out the bottom half, placing it on top of the Ace of Hearts. Continue as you would with an up the ladder cut. And once you have it, the Ace of Hearts is now on the bottom of the pack. And the deck is back in the same order. Let's say perhaps you want to control the Ace of Spade from the bottom of the pack to the top of the pack. What you do is you hold the break below the rest of the pack. You undercut about half the pack, placing the Ace of Spade on the top half. Go as you would with an up the ladder cut, completing, bringing the Ace of Spade to the top. And of course, the pack is back in the same order. In a moment, we're going to look at the skeletal construct of the move using 3 cards. But first, let's look at what up the ladder is supposed to emulate. It's supposed to emulate regular strip cuts done with the pack. And of course, the deck is messed up and not in new deck order. You can see that all the cards are random order. To give you a better understanding of the move, we're going to use Ace of Spade, 2 of Spade, 3 of Spade. Ace of Spade is face up on top. We undercut the bottommost card, the 3 of Spades, and we leave it stepped to the left. We undercut the other 2 cards, the Ace of Spades and the 2 of Spades, and we step it to the right. Now we strip out the 2 of Spades. Ace of Spade goes on top, and the cards are back Ace 2 3. Try and follow in my footsteps. Here are some reference clips so you can gauge the difference between 10 years ago and now. You can tell that I'm having a difficult time grabbing the packets. I'm doing multiple strips as I shouldn't be doing, about at least 7 I'm counting, and it's just horrible. The finger placement isn't quite there. Looking at some of the more recent clips, you can tell that it's straight up fire. I'm going to show you my top 5. The key to the whole thing is smoothness and good rhythm. Here's from the front view. Once again, you can tell it's going a little faster, a little smoother. There's the Card College version, or a variation. I said these are just straight up fire, hence the flames at the bottom of the screen. Well, I have over 2,000 clips of me performing up the ladder cuts, and I feel that these are the top 5 clips of me performing throughout my journey. Exemplary up the ladder cuts. I've cherry picked these out of 2,000, so enjoy. Peace.